Today we are tackling another fun vintage recipe. Today's recipe is a jelly Waldorf salad. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of history right here. The Waldorf salad is kind of an American iconic appetizer salad thing. Started in the 1890s in New York at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. The chef was like, I've got grapes and I've got apples and I've got mayo and I'm gonna turn it into something. It was hugely popular, people loved it, and then the 1950s and 60s happened where everything turned into jellified. I'm sure you've seen these vintage recipes where they just made anything into a jello type product. So you best believe that I found a jellied Waldorf salad. This thing, have a little look-see. I don't actually know what year it's from, but I'm guessing right around the mid 1950s. I'm talking Miracle Whip, walnuts, apples, celery. It really rides a fine line of being savory or sweet. I'm not really sure. It says, our Waldorf salad does a new trick. Now it's a jelly party mold with the sunny tang of oranges and the delicate teasing taste. Oh boy, of Miracle Whip. You can tell it's an ad, obviously. The one and only flavor from a bouquet of fresh ground spices makes such a lot of difference. I think we just get into it. Let's make this thing. Okay, so the first step is you want to get some lemon flavored gelatin, jello, whatever. We're gonna dissolve that in a cup of hot water. Then I'm gonna add in half a cup of cold water. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside for now. So over here, I've got my Miracle Whip, which is, the branding is a little bit different, but same stuff. We're gonna do half a cup of Miracle Whip into my bowl. Okay, this is where it gets fun. This is how you know it's vintage, is because mayo and jello. Why? Why do you have to do that to food that is relatively good on its own? So now we're gonna combine our lemon jello with our Miracle Whip, and we want it to be relatively smooth because I don't want any chunks once it's set into its mold. That's such a strange thing to say. So this is gonna thicken a little bit. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna incorporate all of our mix-ins. So I've got a cup of diced apple, I've got half a cup of orange segments, half a cup of chopped celery, half a cup of walnuts, and 1 teaspoon of grated orange zest. Mix that all together and then pour it into your mold. It looks like they have like some sort of sandcastle mold. I could not find that, so I'm gonna use a bundt cake and just like pray for the best. Okay, now this goes in the fridge overnight. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, it is the next day, and this actually looks kind of good. Like, if you forget that there's mayo in it, it looks like a little like jello-y fruit salad. So let's get this out of the container. Now, I've let it sit at room temperature for about 15-20 minutes, and I'm hoping that that will kind of shrink the jello thing on the inside so that it comes out easier. I have a hell of a time getting these out. So first thing I'm gonna do though is I'm going to cut around the edges to try and release some of that suction. So I'm just using a really thin kind of plastic knife and getting just around. All right, now we must flip it. So I like getting a cutting board, placing it on top, giving it the old flipperooski. And then you grab each side and you just flail like an idiot. Ah, come on, you little bitch. Ah, whoo, ah, whoo. Oh, I'm hearing splooshing. Did I get it? Oh, we're just missing a little piece. No problem. We're gonna get that out as well and just connect them. You know, there's nothing a sprig of parsley can't fix. I'll tell you that. The elephant in the room, that is, how big is their salad compared to mine? I think the reason mine fell apart is that theirs is obviously in one chunk in that castle mold, but also it looks like 4 times bigger than mine. So that's a little bit disappointing. The other thing I wanted to point out is that their fruit is very well distributed, and mine is all on the bottom, and when you cut into this thing, all the fruit gets left over. So I would say, dear Miracle Whip of 1950s, 1960s, like, recipe test a little bit. This is the moment of truth. The iconic fork is going in. Whenever you're ready, just take a bite. But what piece do I want? Ooh, it looks just, all the bits look so appetizing. I'm just gonna dig into this jelly bubble It's a lot softer than I imagined. I thought it would be a firmer jelly. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So sorry about that reaction. Come on, Julie. The Jello was never meant to be mixed with Miracle Whip. The apples are good, celeries are good, walnuts are good. All those things go great together. You know, if you have salad dressing that you've left out and it gets kind of like thick and gelatinous because it's like old and molding, that's what I imagined when I put that in my mouth. But I'm probably gonna pass on the rest of this if you don't mind. I'm gonna see if my friends maybe want to try it. Like the Garburator, he's a good friend of mine. Well, you guys, that has been another vintage recipe, the Waldorf jelly salad. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.